So the FEC is really a massive problem, and frankly, this is one that we can now lay at President Obama's feet. You know, we sit there and talk about everybody else, about how the Supreme Court came out with Citizens United and Congress didn't pass the Disclose Act, but the fact is President Obama campaigned on campaign finance reform issues, and the Federal Election Commission is a disaster, as John McCain often calls it, the little agency that can't. It absolutely refuses to enforce the law. It makes it clear over and over and over. And as Monica said, 5 of the 6 commissioners are sitting there despite expired terms. And Mr. Obama has not even nominated somebody for the FEC since his failed nomination of John Sullivan in 2009. And that is simply inexcusable. And we need to ratchet up the pressure on him severely about this. You campaigned on it. Americans across the board care about this issue, and you could do something now. We don't have to get to, of course, the constitutional amendment strategy is terrific. All of these things are important. But there is something that our Democratic president could do right now, and that is nominate people for the FEC. Now, obviously, that we're in a difficult situation with confirmations, but he isn't even willing to have the fight. He's not even naming anybody so we can talk about this. I think it would be a great argument to take to the American people. Here, the FEC isn't doing anything. We have these people who would come in and enforce the law, and let the Congress argue against that. Let's have that debate in the public. I think Americans are ready. We have seen some of the most embarrassing decisions out of the FEC on issues like coordination. For example, last year, or 2 years ago, there was this case with failed Senate candidate Christine O'Donnell, and the Tea Party Express was supporting her. And the Tea Party Express, somebody from the Tea Party Express said that they talked to Christine O'Donnell's campaign every day. They talked every day. And the FEC still split in a 3-3 decision. No, that's not coordination. There's no proof they spoke every day. The fact that he said they spoke every day isn't even enough to prove that they spoke every day. I don't know what else you could actually be looking for coordination.
I'm not actually speaking to Melanie here, just in case you.
I get upset about it because it's those kind of, and that is not the only bad decision at the FEC. We see bad decisions if they can bother to make a decision at all. In some cases, sit there for years and years and years. Crew files a lot of FEC complaints, and many of them are not decided for several years. And so when they do make decisions, they split 3-3 on them frequently. And we have Republican commissioners like Don McGahn, who used to be Tom DeLay's campaign finance lawyer, who has said that he, first of all, doesn't believe in enforcing campaign finance laws, and second, that he believes his job on the FEC is to help Republican candidates. Okay, I don't know exactly how that's supposed to be, and President Obama is leaving him there. And at some point, President Obama said, well, he didn't want to have a fight with Mitch McConnell. I'm sorry, he didn't want to have a fight with Mitch McConnell? What exactly is Mitch McConnell working with President Obama on now so well? I mean, hasn't Mitch McConnell said that his whole goal is to keep President Obama from winning another term in office? So it doesn't really make sense that you don't want to have that fight. And that's why, as Monica said again, we have this petition now, and I hope all of you will sign it. It is a petition to say President Obama has said that if any petition gets 25, these are White House petitions, says if you can get 25,000 signatures, they will issue a response. So we, along with Common Cause, Democracy 21, Public Campaign, Public Citizen, Campaign Legal Center, have been working to push out this petition to say, you, President Obama, tell us what you're going to, there are 5 of the 6 commissioners have expired terms. What are you going to do about it? When are you going to appoint new commissioners? And hopefully that will push the White House to respond to that.
Thank you for that. And if he actually talks, as he's expected to, about campaign finance reform in his State of the Union, it seems to me it opens this argument even more. What I'd like to ask you is, what I'm fascinated about is, in the absence of a constitutional amendment, which even if my fears about it are not justified, would still take a while. It does seem to me that Citizens United may leave more room than we realize to get certain things done that at least prevent the system from going entirely off the rails. What could, if the FEC were an actually functioning body, what might it do now about super PACs and some of these other abuses that would likely stand the test of court challenges even within the context of Citizens United?
Well, I think the number one thing there is disclosure. Citizens United itself upheld the concept of disclosure. as did another case after that, which I'll forget the name of, but Monica will know right off the top of her head.
Doe versus Reed?
Yes. So the concept of disclosure has been upheld twice. The FEC has refused to issue regulations requiring more disclosure in super PAC ads. So, for example, they could require disclosure that anybody who contributes $1,000 to an ad their name has to be disclosed on the ad. Instead, it's just "Restore Our Future" is the tagline on the ad. But it could be that they require all the names of the people who spent the money, gave Restore Our Future the money for the ad, and that would really help. And so I think we could see a much greater disclosure regime, and yet the FEC, the commissioners have said, frankly, they're not interested in that.